Hello and welcome to the channel, and I am here for an album review for you guys. And this album just came out last January, so I figured I'd give it a review, and I'm actually a new fan of this band. So for this album review, I'm going to be reviewing Imperial by the band Soen. Now, Soen is actually not a band that I've expected to like as much as I do, to be honest. Now, this album was actually recommended to me by my good friend Jamie Horsley. He also reviewed the album, so go check out his review. So I figured why not do a review as well, since I'm a newer fan. And I'll be honest, I've been listening to these guys often lately. I even have this album coming in the mail. I had to purchase this album. I mean, this is a great album. It really is. And to be honest with you, I've yet to hear a bad Soen album. So I think it's safe to say that I'm a Soen fan now. I mean, this band has never released a bad album, and it's kind of surprising that I am a fan of this band considering what time they came around, because this band, I want to say, is a 2010s band. I believe they came out in the 2010s. So it's kind of surprising, because you guys know how I feel about a lot of the bands that came out in the 2010s. But I think what's interesting about this band, and I think the thing that really I guess does it for me with this band, is they don't even sound like they could have came out in the 2010s. Like, if you were to tell me that this band came out like in the early 2000s or even the 90s, I might have believed you. I don't know. But I mean, the influence is something that's worth pointing out too. I mean, the influence is in the right place as well. I mean, the thing is with newer bands, 2010s bands, I think they can do good if their influences are in the right place. Like, if they're actually influenced by, bands that actually mean something to the genre. So, of heavy metal and prog and all that. In this case with Soen, because I do believe that Soen is heavily influenced by the band Tool. I do like the band Tool as well. And yeah, you can definitely hear the Tool influence in Soen's music. But for this album, Imperial, this is an album that was better than I expected. Whenever Jamie linked this album to me and all that, I decided to check it out, and I really liked it. And now I'm not going to be going over everything from this album. I'm just going to be talking about some of the highlights and give you my overall thoughts on the album, give you a score and all that. But yeah, some highlights for me would, of course, be the first two songs on this album. And the first two songs on this album are Lemurian, if that's how you say it, and Deceiver. These are both really great songs. The opening song, Lemurian, is especially a really good song because I just really am intrigued by the guitar work. And I mean, this album, the guitar work throughout this entire album really is fantastic. I mean, it's very, very good. I'm really intrigued by the guitar work on this album, and this song is definitely one of those songs that intrigued me. Very good opening track as well. And Joel, he's got a really unique voice. I think he's one of the main things that really do it for me with this band. I think between his vocals and the instrumentation is really one of the things that I'm really liking about this band, Soen. So yeah, definitely a really good opening track. Then you got Deceiver, which is a great follow-up track. I really like the riffs and just the way the song flows and all that. It's just really good. Now, I do want to talk about the song Illusion, which is more of a power ballad-like song, and yeah, this is a really great song. I really like this one. Yeah, maybe one of my favorites on the album. This is a song that I've been returning to a lot. The song lyrically deals with like division, and all that between people, and it kind of goes into that idea. Yeah, it's a good song. I definitely like this one. I really like Joel's vocal delivery in this song. Even the solo. The solo in the song is absolutely fantastic. Really, it's really intriguing and fun to listen to, and the riffs throughout this song are really good. I actually really like this one. Modesty is probably another one of my favorites as well. Yeah, definitely a really good song as well. This is another song where I just really like the way Joel sounds in this song, and the way the song is structured and the way it flows and all that, with the instrumentation and all that. I mean, like I said, the guitar work throughout this entire album really is fantastic. So I really enjoyed this album. definitely a great album, and I'm glad to say that I am a fan of the band Soen now. I think they're a really great band, and I'm also glad to say that I'm at least a fan of one band from the last decade. Even though I once was with some other bands, but some other bands just didn't really hold up as well for me. But this album and this band, this is great stuff. It really is. So for Imperial by Soen, this is a great album. I highly recommend it. For a score, I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely a great album. Check it out if you haven't already. If you're looking for one of the best new releases of the beginning of this year, you know, the first half of this year, this is definitely an album to check out. This is by far my favorite album of 2021. It's a great album, so definitely check it out. Let me know what you guys think of this album, Imperial by Soen. So on that note, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and take care.